Hello again. Today is November 8th. It's Sunday. I've had my second two acupuncture sessions up in Sugar Grove, North Carolina. And as of today, I would have to say, unfortunately, it seems like I've regressed a little bit. I'll know more in a few days as the therapy kind of sinks into my body. But very briefly, I went up there, I had my first session, or the third visit. It's hitting a little bit. It seems talking is setting it off. And then ow. Okay, and I'll try and get through this. First appointment 1:30 Friday, second appointment 9:30 in the morning Saturday, and today's Sunday. I'm back home. I might have said Monday a minute ago. It's Sunday. Different set of intern student worked on me and placed needles slightly different places. Pretty much the same happened, and that night I again stayed at a friend's in Boone, and I was doing okay, and he turned me on to some CBD oil. I'd never tried it. He takes it. He's 69 years old, and he has pretty rough arthritis in his hands and fingers, so he takes it for pain and said it helps him a lot. So he gave me a dose of medicine dropper under the tongue. Of course, CBD oil doesn't get you stoned or anything. It's just got the medicinal properties. I have to say, I took that about 8 o'clock Friday night, and we jammed till about midnight. He's a musician. About midnight, he asked me, well, have you had any pain since you took the CBD oil? And I had to stop and think about it, and no, I hadn't, which was a nice surprise. When you don't have the pain, you kind of forget about it. So I slept pretty well until about 8 in the morning. So that was 12 solid hours with no pain, no flare-ups at all. I thought that was great. So I had my second appointment that morning at 9:30, and then packed up and took off back home. When I got home, I noticed that it was flaring up a little bit, but it's more like, at this point, it's more like, I don't know if you've ever experienced where you rub your feet on really dry carpeting, like wool carpeting, in a dry environment, and you can shock somebody, and the more you do it, the powerful the shock is. A little kid, we were in a house in Spartanburg that had old wool rugs in it when we moved in, with wool carpeting, which is, from the 40s or 50s. And as kids, we quickly discovered during the winter that you could scoot your feet. I think leather bottom shoes worked really good. You'd build up a static charge, and it was a little bit, you'd pop, your sibling, and it was funny. Then if you scooted your feet for several minutes, you could get an arc 6, 8, 10 inches long, and it would pop the crap out of you. And we just had a lot of fun with it as kids. But that's what this. Ow. That's what it's doing right now. Ow. Okay. It's like an electric lightning storm in my nerves. Okay, oh. So this is step backwards, I think. So I'm going to continue my 2 sessions next week, and I'm going to explore CBD oil. It's quite expensive. I looked it up. Little bottle's about $100 in the concentration I would need. Oh, and okay. In any event, earlier this morning, it's about 2 or 3 in the afternoon on Sunday. Earlier today, I went to eat lunch. I'd skipped breakfast, broiled me up some salmon, and started to eat, and it just started kicking me real hard. So I thought, I'm setting up the camera and capturing this. So actually, that's video number 3, which follows this video. It's really hard to watch. It's basically 6 minutes of me eating and cursing. And you can see how it kicks. So that's more intended for people wanting to understand the condition, or medical professionals, or curiosity seekers, or whatever. I just wanted to document the experience. A little bit occurred in this video, but watched me eat fish in video number 3 of this series. It's not easy to watch. It's hard for me to watch. And when I watched what I had taped, it surprisingly, the experience of it felt like half of what I captured on tape. In other words, I don't remember it hitting me that many times, but when I watched the video, it was a little tough. So anyway, I'm going to, and also in this video, I wanted to back up and describe some of the pain in words. Now in video 4, which I've not yet produced, I'm going to try and either get my x-rays and CT scans that they took and animate on top how the pain visually, a visual depiction of the pain, all the electric shocks, the intensity to the color, because there's very much a visual aspect to it. And if picture's worth 1,000 words, I can describe it all day long. You can see me experiencing it, but once I animate it and you can see how it hits, I think it'll make a lot more sense, at least, how I'm experiencing it. But in rewatching video number 1, I watched it several times. I wanted to clarify a few things. When I said it was unrelenting, what I mean is kind of what you're seeing now. It just hits and then it'll go away. For some reason, today is quite intense. But today's intensity is not as extreme as it had been before therapy. But it still hurts like holy hell. God darn it. Okay. So I wanted to clarify that. When I say it's unrelenting, I don't mean continuous. I mean it'll hit me and then let up. And when I'm playing music or doing something like I've been working on my house lately or mow the lawn or whatever, I don't seem to have anything happening. When I was at that jam session I described in the first video, and it was unrelenting, it was hitting like this throughout the night. I could go minutes with no flare-ups at all, and then it would just pound me for some reason. Either I'm wincing or my eyes are moving the wrong way or whatever triggers it. Since I had my last flare-up a few seconds ago that you witnessed, it's no pain at all right now. So that's what I mean, unrelenting, or just keeps hitting me. My experience of the pain has morphed since the beginning. When it first hit with that tooth that I described, eating that ear of corn, that was the most intense it's ever been. In that moment, I thought I had broken a tooth, and when it was hit hard and just kept pounding. The hardest, most intense it's ever been for 3 or 4 minutes. That was pretty rough. Since then, it hasn't hit quite that hard or that long, but it's enough to bring tears to my eyes. I don't know if you can see it. There's some tears in my eyes now. It's painful. Right now, today, in the video number 3 where I'm eating, showing the pain, you can see in my facial expressions. But even though it's intense, it's not as intense as it has been, and it's bad enough. Anyway, I'm rambling on enough. I will make another video later this week before session number 3. I've already had 2 sessions of 2 acupuncture sessions, each of total 4. I got one next weekend, 2 more, that's a total of 6. I'm hoping this pain will ease up. I suspect it will. Yesterday was, yesterday, how darn. Wow. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna just stop talking now because it's kind of hurting. Just talking seems to be flaring it up for some reason today. I'll make another video later in the week and update whether things have gotten better or stayed the same or whatever. I suspect it's just I hadn't had my blood pressure medicine yet this morning. I just took it a few minutes ago. It could be a factor of blood pressure, which is a new phenomenon for me. I just developed... Anyway, enough. I'll be posting more videos.